Right, we're at Mr. English Traditional Fish and Chip Shop, and we're in Ashton-in-Makerfield, and it's a horrible, horrible wet, well, it's not so wet at the moment, but it's windy, it's dull, and after coming back up from South Wales, where the weather was absolutely gorgeous, yeah, it's a bit of a shocker, but it shouldn't have been, should it? Because it's always wet and dull and dark up here in the northwest. So let's have a little look at the food. Service was great. Young lady that served us, she was lovely. Didn't have to ask for much, she'd ask you, do you need this or would you like that? And that's what service is all about. So let's have a look at the potato scallops. They're a good size. Batter seems okay. We'll try another little bit of another one. Yeah, I mean the potato's nice and tender. It's firm but tender at the same time. The batter, it's kind of thick. Now it's got a nice flavour. We've got a chop suey roll, and you know it's surprising how many people think that because you have a chop suey roll, you're eating from a Chinese takeaway. That's not the case here in the UK. In most parts of the north, I don't know, for a start, because we do like our chop suey rolls. Boiled rice is pretty common because we can have that with a chili con carne and some curry sauce. And sometimes you'll get a half and half, which is half chips, half rice with a curry sauce on the rice. There's all kinds of combos. It doesn't have to be a Chinese takeaway. So let me cut this in half. Well, I'll take a chunk off the end. Let's have a look what's going on inside. Someone's dog's just got loose here and is coming over. God bless it. It's only a little thing. But there's two young kids at the back of their fence, leaning in the gate, watching us from the other side of the car park. And there's a load of cars that have gone past, trucks and that, from the car park, asking what we're doing. Sue's given them a business card so they can go straight to the website. And yeah, it's got a nice feel about it. There's a lot of bean sprouts in here, and that's usually the case with our chop suey rolls here. Now you get chop suey rolls other places that are just all noodle. So okay, that's really nice. Young kids have brought their older kid out there, older brother or sister. I'll take that back, because we were asked if we wanted a dipping sauce with that. That's a garlic mayonnaise. It goes well with the chop suey roll. Let's take a look at this fish and chips. Well, the fish looks nice. Batter looks nice and light. Chips look like chippy chips. Let's take it off this paper. Take them chips with it. Actually looks fine. But as always, the proof is in the eating. The young lady said it's either haddock or cod, which do you prefer? And I said cod. So she shouted back then to the chef or the owner and said one fish. So whether he overheard, I don't know, or whether it's just the fish of the day. But let's get stuck into it, find out. Well, that's nice. This is the standard or the regular fish and chips. This is a small. My wife said, well, I wouldn't mind having a small one. At least I'll get a chance at the fish this time. And the small's quite a nice little size, really. And it's a nice little bit of fish. Yeah, okay. Given that the batter's light looking, it is quite heavy. It's holding a little bit of the oil, but it's still a tasty batter. I'll tell you what, my helper's on the ball today. Oh, look at that curry. I was asked whether I wanted a standard curry or a hot curry. Well, I've gone with a hot curry. Let's have a little look. Oh, that's nice and thick. I like the look of that. That's your typical chippy, sort of neighbourhood chippy, if you like. Curry sauce. I like that. We're going to get blown away here. Dip a little bit. Oh, it's got a kick. Let's have a look at these chips. All sorts of sizes. I like that. I'm going to pack up now before he does hammer it down, or some of these branches come down, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of this in the cab. So back to the computer to look at some reviews and write mine. See you there. So yeah, I would class it more as a takeaway than a chippy, and especially not a traditional fish and chip shop where the focus is really on chippy fare. But the thing that, was a bit of a disappointment was that the hygiene rating was a 3, which is generally satisfactory according to the government website. But generally satisfactory when it comes to food isn't enough for me. It really isn't enough. And they need to get that sorted. And hopefully that was done in 2023 in March, I think. And hopefully they'll get another review on that. They may be able to push for another review on that, because I don't think they're due one now for another year or two. I think it's every 3 years once you reach a certain point, like a 3-star. Once you get to a 1-star and a 2-star, that's when the reviews are done more often. And it could be every 6 months. It could be surprise attacks every few months. If you're a 1 or a 0 or a 3 or a 2, sorry. But when you get to 3, it's because it's satisfactory. They're not in any rush to come back and review you. Let's have a look at some reviews. 1 star. Chips awful. Worst I've ever had. Never going again. 3 star. Great little chippy. Proper English chip shop. With prices that are as they were many years ago, before prices hit the roof. Always busy, and that's a good sign. Can eat in or take away. Quality really good. My next is to try their chips and mushy peas. 5 star. Amongst many tasty, well-presented dishes, is the most fantastic fish and chips and peas I've ever had. Try the menu and don't miss out on the traditional dish at its finest. Comfortable seating and warm welcome from management and staff. Mine, 3 star. As I approached Mr. English Traditional Fish and Chips, the shop looked like a promising local chippy. Inside it was spacious, with plenty of tables in the dining area and a large food preparation space that allowed a clear view of the action. The staff were friendly and helpful, particularly the young lady who served me, who was a credit to the team. The food hygiene rating at the time of my visit was 3, so hopefully it will improve by the time of their next inspection. And like I say, after they got that review, and for whatever reason, I'd imagine that they've really picked up on that. I'd like to think they have. And I'm just, itching to get those reviewers back. The traditional sign above the door has been removed, perhaps due to the extensive menu and possible move to a takeaway, catering for other tastes too, which included burgers, kebabs, jacket potatoes, southern fried chicken and more. The cod was in a light, slightly oily batter, not overly, but had a pleasant flavour. The chips were as expected, nice, and the tasty potato scallops were tender yet firm. The spicy curry sauce had a good kick, and the chop suey roll was crunchy and delicious. Cooking in, vegetable oil, hygiene rating 3, cash or card, fish reviewed, cod. The potential's there with that shop, no doubt about it. And, like I say, people are saying that there's queuing around the block. They're obviously not suffering from it very much. So, yeah, see you on the next one.